What are the Sasquatch?
Ah, yes.
You like that one?
The original beings, yes. The original hominoids that roamed the planet.
So they were like the original humans?
Humans come from them, yes. They were not human. They had more than 5 senses. They are interdimensional beings, but interdimensional on the earth planes, so to speak. They are not galactic. And they still dwell in what would look like the inner earth. And they can appear from time to time. And they were the original inhabitants, in a sense, or societies of peoples that were on planet Earth, on Gaia. And humans are a genetic distortion mixed with many galactic races.
Who did that?
Many different beings. The Anunnaki, the Greys.
So they made humans from...
Species did that to try and save themselves, for instance.
So they mixed their DNA with the Sasquatch to make humans.
They weren't trying to make humans as such, they were just experimenting, and humans were an outcome.
Right. So we come from Sasquatch DNA and Pleidian and Sirian and all sorts of stuff.
Yes.
Why do they appear to certain people?
Frequency match.
It seems like no judgment here, but that they appear to people who have more density.
In what sense?
Like, just these people that aren't necessarily spiritual or living a spiritual life, they're just out in the woods logging or whatever, and they just see it.
So you mean earthy people?
Yeah.
People that are in nature, people that are in some form or other, without judgment, connected to nature. They might be hunters, they might be loggers, but they're working in nature.
Right, but why can one group of loggers in a truck see it and other people don't?
We would talk of a mischievous energy within the Sasquatch.
Right.
And they like to interlope, so to speak, when they have a sense of what is basically their territory, even though they are interdimensional. They like to put their energy in the physical plane, because what happens from that moment, that there is a change in that natural environment from that experience. It is a catalyst of change for the people that see it and for the land that they are seen on. There is some kind of reverence that was never there before.
It's interesting because before I met my stepdad, he'd seen one running alongside their vehicle, and it did affect kind of how he raised me with that more open-minded to the supernatural.
Exactly, yes, this is what they are doing. And they are mischievous, they are playful. They enjoy their multi-dimensional existence, and they are non-harmful in the sense that they do not commit harm to human beings, but they know that they are a catalyst for an environmental and an emotional change.
So they're not dangerous?
No. Though they look pretty scary.
When I was 19,
because they are very unexpected.
When I was 19, I was with my sister Tina in that same area. So that was like 20 years after my dad had saw it. And we were way up in the mountains, and they were dancing on the truck, and I was around the tailgate, and I saw two red, it looked like eyes off the end of the, and I was wondering if that was a Sasquatch or what that was.
Yeah, that is, and the red you see is their night vision. That's why their eyes look red, because they have, kind of like what you call your infrared, your night vision.
And that one, do you think it was sitting down or just a short one?
It was not necessarily fully in the dimension of where you were, so it could have been partially in its own dimension.
Why did it show its red eyes to me and to the other girls? For Tina, too.
What was the result to you from that moment?
I was scared, and we ran.
You were scared and you ran, but what happened from that when you didn't feel scared?
I did not have a doubt that they existed. But,
yes.
Well, a little
so
bit, because
some kind of connection, some kind of...
Right.
Yes.
But I didn't really...
But there lies that reason, if we're going to call it reason.
Right. But I didn't see a body, so I kind of wasn't ever really sure, 100%. I had a little bit of self-doubt, like, did I see what I thought I saw?
Even when people fully see them, they have the same self-doubt. This is how we've been programmed, or
right.
Humans have been programmed.
But to be up in the middle of nowhere where no one's at and see what looked like, I mean, it couldn't have been a cigarette, couldn't have been, it had to be something supernatural.
Yes, it was Sasquatch, we are telling you. Do you believe it now?
I'm a little overwhelmed with happiness. I'm glad. I'm glad that, did they want to communicate? Are they part of me or my life?
That was the communication which altered a trajectory that you had predestined to do.
In 2000...
It opened, in a sense, your perspective. It widened. There could never be, no matter with all the second guessing or the not trusting of what you saw, you could never close down your perception, your perspective of the fact that there were these beings in your very area that you live, or nearby.
And it was the same area that my dad had seen it in 20 years before. And then in 2018, so about 5 years ago, I went back to all those areas and kind of explored those woods by myself, and it was quite a feeling.
Yes, yes. They generally have pockets that they will use like a doorway, for instance, because one area, if it is commonly used by them, it is easier in a sense to move in and out.
Right. Because it
creates a groove in the
right.
dimensional walls, but they can just disappear if they need to at any time, at any point.
Because a certain area is used to their frequency, they know the frequency, and they can navigate in between dimensions easier.
Yes, they're like gateways, so to speak.
And so they're our ancestors.
Yes.
And I don't know what else to say on that, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.